Hello and welcome to the first LOL Esports Round Up of Season 13. Ignore that I have a cough drop in my mouth right now. I'm talking better, so it's the trade-off. I feel a little unprofessional, but it's better than coughing throughout the entire video. Now, we're going to get through news of the day. This is cumulative, all the news post-Christmas, so December 26th to now. If you've been following along with my preview videos, some of this stuff isn't new to you. Afterwards, we're going to go over and preview the games. You'll see that there are chapters down below. FPX signed Hacker. Hacker won't play tomorrow. 2.4 KDA, 2.6. Oh, sorry. I knew I was going to do that. 24 years old, 2 days from now. 2.6 KDA, 511 CS per minute. 71 1 KP, 242 damage per minute, 18-3 gold share, 8 champions, 38 games with Ultra Prime last year. Hacker is more of a facilitator. He's a dog jungler. I'm not a big fan of his, honestly. I mean, he's at least experienced versus who they're going to play in his place, but we'll get into that in the second half of this video. LNG, Scout. Scout left EDG, went to LNG, starting over Yukai. 24 years old also. Was very, very, very good in summer. 545 KDA, 901 CS per minute, 66.7 KP. I mean, those are great numbers. Winning the majority of his matchups in lane by getting ahead, and he is in 2 of every 3 kills. 614 damage per minute, 22-3 gold share, 13 champions in 38 games. So, we all know Scout, former world champion, is very, very good. LNG shaping up to be the Tarzan and Scout show. I know some people in the Discord have high hopes for Zika in top lane. We'll see what happens. The bot lane for LNG is definitely the biggest question mark. Anyone's Legend swapped out some mid laners. Neither are playing for Anyone's Legend tomorrow, which we'll get into. Forge leaves, 367 KDA. He was 22 years old. 838 CS per minute. 72.3 KP. 465 damage per minute. 21-1 gold share. 9 champions, 35 games. I felt that Forge played very well on like Swain. That stuck out to me, and I think in my roundups I got to the point where I said, ban Swain against this team and they'll lose. And nobody was doing it, and Anyone's Legend was surprising some people and had a decent, mediocre record at one point. I think we're in the playoffs at one point as well, but they moved on from Forge, and they signed Pins from FPX. Pins had been contract prisoned. At 20 years old, he dominated the LDL last year. 554 KDA, 917 CS per minute, 74.5 KP, 3 out of every 4 kills he's involved in. He's got over 9 farms, so he gets fed. He makes things happen. 776 damage per minute, 24.3 gold share. He was the carry on FPX Blaze looking at these numbers. 8 champions in 28 games. He, like I say, he's not playing tomorrow. Harder is. I think there's a rule. The LPL does not let late signings play right away. I think it's just when the paperwork got in, because Scout and Ruler are going to play, but Dove isn't playing, which we'll get into, and Hacker can't play, and so LPL has weird rules. XL signs, excuse me, signs Abadage from 100 Thieves. Abadage will back up Vethio. Abba did great in the LCS last year. 547 KDA, 915 CS per minute, 70.3 KP. Those are great, great numbers. Frankly, probably should have stayed the starter over Bjergsen, but I understand they signed Bjergsen to have double lift, to also be able to do content. Abadage doesn't have quite the pull to be able to get all that content. 528 damage per minute, 22.6 gold share, 8 champions, 28 games, 23 years old. OMG, PP God signs. Jerry, we thought Jerry was going to start. PP God ends up announcing that he's playing for OMG via their jacket or jersey reveal, where they change colors. He's 22 years old, had a 5.85 KDA, 73.5 KP, played 9 champions in 37 games with victory 5, alongside Bodick. I think PP God is pretty talented, definitely upper half support in the LPL. This takes OMG from the average to bad to average to good. They might even be in the good category anyways. I don't remember exactly where I put them. But like Cream and Shanji is really, really talented. I hope he follows it up this year. Cream needs to have a rebound. Aki needs to get it together. Abel is a menace. So we'll see what OMG does. Ninjas in Pajamas signed Duke to be the head coach. Yes, this is formerly T1 Duke, IG Duke. No head coaching experience to be seen in a major region. Or at all, I think. So, 0-0. Gonna start fresh. Nip is doing the TL. A former T1 top laner in head coach. RNG made some announcements. Angel is playing mid lane. We figured that was going to happen. It became official. 22 years old. 477 KDA. 857 CS per minute. 67.5 KP. 575 damage per minute. 21.8 gold share. 11 champions, 41 games. I think Angel can do the job of Xiaohu. So, is he Xiaohu? No, but I think at this point, like, Xiaohu is not like, I don't see Xiaohu's like dominating lane as much as I see him like dominating the Rift. So if Angel can play TF, play Talia, get around the Rift to make things happen, he's just Xiaohu all over again for RNG in mid lane when it comes to style of play. Now, losing Ming is a bigger deal. There's a lot going on with this. So Ming, 24 years old, 456 KDA, 72.5 KP, 12 champions, 43 games. Ming, one of the best supports in the world, right? One of the best maybe ever. Not the best ever, but he's in the top 5. He'd probably be in the top 10 easily. RNG says they still have him. They're like, we'll get him. They're saying, I guess on Weibo or rumors or, in China are being spread. And Ming says, I'm a free agent. RNG says today, well, if he doesn't play, if he goes somewhere else, he's not going to make as much money as we're offering, and you'll have to wait until next split to play. So there is a lot of media drama going on with this. RNG and Ming. Frankly, I don't think RNG should be doing this because honestly, are RNG JDG on paper? No. So are they going to win Worlds right now if you had to bet on it? Probably not. But I think that their chances go up drastically with Ming instead of without Ming, right? So honestly, RNG should stop screwing around. An org known for being cheap, not paying its players, having issues behind the scenes, saying that they're offering Ming more money than he can find anywhere else. I find that shocking. I hope Ming goes to Thunder Talk. Sorry, I have my guilty pleasure. Being alongside Wanfeng instead of Jin Liu and Yao Yao would be pretty great. So that's it for the news. Don't expect this much news every day. If you're new to the channel, haven't been here, since last summer. Usually there's only 1 or 2 things to go over, then we go over the games. But, had to go through about 3 weeks worth of stuff. So now on to the games for tomorrow morning. Hopefully the whole board is on the screen. So, sneak peek. We look at the matchups. I added a little bit of something from the Discord in each of these this time around. In the Discord, you can vote on what matchup you think is the most intriguing. And I'll put it on here for everybody to see, I guess. I don't know. So, Team Wii and FPX. Obviously, no one's played yet. So, last game they had, irrelevant. They played the last week of summer, week 10, day 4. FPX still had something to play for, I think, and Team We did not. FPX won 2-0. That wasn't a surprise, though. Team We did not win a single game, single series in summer. So throughout this entire spring, Team We's always going to have a loss. 3 out of the 10 starters in that game, in that series, are not starting for Team We and FPX. So that limits who I could highlight from that, which is LWX. LWX went 7-2-16. It was LWX and Hung versus Zing and Kadaya. I'm highlighting Hang and Howie. Both are rookies, both from the LDL. And the reason why I'm highlighting them is which rookie is going to get the job done, which one's going to make more happen and get their teammates ahead. Both teams aren't great on paper, right? So it's going to be a matter of who can facilitate and get somebody ahead to take over. Top lane, I mean, Zhao Hu, I think he's pretty good. In mid lane, Karen Shanks is probably a toss-up. And in bot lane, I mean, Hope and Iwandi should have the edge. Speaking of that, 24. Excuse me. At the time I did this, 24 out of 33 votes on Discord were highlighting the bot lane matchup. You guys want to see Hope and Iwandi versus LWX and Lele. It makes sense. Hope, how's he going to play against FPX in his debut for Team We? With a new team coming from JDG, that's a drop-off, right? You're going from JDG to the team that went 0-16. It's almost like he took money to do it, because you'd imagine a team like LNG. I'd like to think LNG Hope is better than LNG LP, but maybe people that have watched LP would think differently. So that one, I mean, I have both of those teams in towards the bottom tier, so that's going to be competitive, but I don't think all that impactful in the long run. Next one. IG and Anyone's Legend. Week 3, day 7, Anyone's Legend won 2-1. 4 out of the 10 starters from that series are on the teams now. Betty went 8-5-23. 3 of them for Anyone's Legend, 1 for IG. The 1 for IG being On. I highlight On versus Betty because Dove is not playing. So Nenny, they're going double top laners in with IG. Their sub is a top laner, so they have to go Nenny mid lane, and all the pressure's on, right? He's the one that's got to get it done. YSKM, I guess, in his debut can try and do something against Z2Z. But if Betty and Sword Art can keep On under control, keep On and Wink behind, I think Anyone's Legend, I mean, has the edge. But we'll see. I mean, both these teams aren't great on paper, right? YSKM certainly is very, very talented. He could probably do it too. He could probably take over in top lane. I'm not super, into Z2Z. You got the jungle matchup, Gideon versus Zhao Hao. I can't imagine a better matchup, right? Gideon versus Zhao Hao. Oh my gosh. You could take, because you got 2 top laners, you could put Gideon on a carry and say, well, we're going to go Renekton mid. Not saying this is meta, this is just theoretical. You could go like Renekton, Aatrox mid. And then in top lane, YSKM plays top laner as well. And all of a sudden, I mean, you got your 2 tanks. You're going to need AP, though. Maybe they get lucky and they get the Heimer bot and they just build him, and he just becomes a, Senna Heimer bot lane. I don't know. Just theory crafting here. 19 out of 27 people on Discord highlighted the bot lane matchup. I feel like that's because all of those players are known, kind of, versus not a lot of people know who Gideon is. YSKM. Harder in mid lane for Anyone's Legend. Pins is not playing. Harder is playing. So you got Nenny versus Harder. I think I actually had picked the Pins versus Dove matchup, I think. Maybe? I don't remember. But I am changing it to On versus Betty. I think that's what happened because I had to change it because Pins isn't playing. and I'm interested to see how Pins does at the highest level of play. JDG and BLG, you'll see my power rankings there if you missed them. They came out yesterday when I just bombarded you all with content. If you haven't hit the notification bell, you should. JDG are 3rd, BLG are 9th. Week 7, Day 6, they played. JDG won 2-1. 4 out of the 10 players in that series are playing with those teams still. 3 on JDG and only Ben on BLG. Kanavi dominated, went 19-5-26 in that one. Had a 9 kills in Zhao game. I know we see those every once in a while, but those aren't super common, right? I think he had like, I think he went like 9-1 and then like 10 or something in kills, like, or 9-3-8. I forget how it was. Nevertheless, very dominant. Kanavi obviously super talented. That's no surprise against I think it was Can at the time. Sorry, a little bit there. Because I mean BLG were a mess, right, in summer. So it's actually surprised that JDG dropped a game. JDG tend to do that now with a different looking team. Maybe that doesn't happen. 369 versus Bin is what I highlighted myself. In the end, that's what the Discord highlighted, 23 out of 39. Obviously, 2 of the top 3 top laners in the world, Zeus being the other in many people's eyes, at least in my eyes. I know the Shy bumps into there for some people. But this is going to be an interesting one because Bin is probably going to pick carries whether it makes sense or not. Where 369, I think, is willing to play the facilitators. I could see a Bin Gragas tomorrow. I mean, not a Bin Gragas, 369 Gragas. And I'm sure it'll disappoint some people, but somebody on JDG has to fall on the sword. And we'll see who it is. I don't expect it to be Kanavi. That'll be a tight one, though. That's obviously the best one of the day. I mean, all 3 series should be competitive because these 4 teams stink. And these 2 teams are good, but we'll see what happens. If you're new to the channel, like the video, subscribe, join the Discord because we talk about games as they go on. Hopefully I stream tomorrow, by the way. 2 o'clock in the morning, maybe. We'll see. Depends how my cough is. Hopefully. So stay tuned for that if it happens. 2 o'clock my time. Like the video if you like it, though. Subscribe to the channel, like I said. Join the Discord. Become a YouTube member. $3 a month keeps the lights on. $10 a month, you get extra content, including who I think are going to win these and what the score is going to be. Follow me on Twitter, and thank you for watching.